Hello, everybody. Today we are reviewing a movie. We're talking today about the movie Three Idiots, the 2009 film directed by, it's an Indian film, so some of the names might be a little bit butchered, but Rakumar Hirani is the director.
Hmm.
It's starring R. Madhavan, Sharman Joshi, Kareena Kapoor, Boman Irani, Omia Vaidya, but of course, it's we want to talk about the star of the show, Amir Khan. Amir Khan was the director and star of another film we reviewed a couple of years back, titled uh, Tare Zameen Par, which translates "Little Star on Earth." Check it out, everybody. It's got 6,500 views. It's our most popular video. And so this movie, like that movie, is fantastic. So we have to start with Amir Khan and his amazing presence. This man is truly gifted. He can just give a smirk, a look, and there's so much there. But when there's more there, like when he performs, acts, dances, sings, there's a lot going on, and he's great. The story Three Idiots is a story about really friendship, and it's set in a school, in a college, an engineering school. And one idiot, they're called idiots by the administrator. One idiot is motivated to succeed in engineering because of family.
Hmm.
His father is sick. Another idiot, and I gotta, remind you, it's in quotations. They're not really idiots, but he has a secret. The other one has a secret love of photography. He doesn't really want to be in engineering school. And the third is Amir Khan, who in the movie is a true genius. His name is Rancho for short in the film, and his name just pops up a lot because he's always in the middle of things, and he just sees things differently. He challenges the school, the admin, and his friends to see things differently. He challenges the idea of learning by rote and memorizing and just looking at the facts. And he asks the question, what happens to the joy of learning? So there is a moment where he is challenged by the administrator to teach the class. Now, the admin is just one of these red-faced, angry type of admins. He is played for laughs, let's face it.
Yeah.
Um, and so this Amir Khan gets up and teaches the class, and he challenges them to look up two new engineering words that they might not know or they don't know. And the joy they have in looking up these two new words, it's a reminder to us teachers that, you know what, learning can be fun.
Hmm.
And teachers who are looking for something fun to do with their students, hey, teach them something new. And it is a good reminder. There's more to the film we could talk about, I could bring out, but I want to say that I think this is one of the best films we've reviewed on this channel.
Oh,
Three Idiots is great.
excellent. Good review, Ruben. I'm with you. This for the audience, like the film that you mentioned before, The Little Stars on Earth, or Like Stars on Earth.
It's translated Little Star on Earth.
Little Star on Earth.
We've made that
We
mistake.
butchered it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But that being said, you know what? This film, like that one, it's a longer film. So, but at the same time, you never feel, Ruben, that you're like bored. It does take place in two different time frames, the present and then also 10 years back. And I would say the 10 years while they're in school, these three idiots, as you shared, they are trying to get their engineering degree. And in that whole mix, like you shared, Ruben, they become friends. And I love that part of the aspect of the film, of them looking out for each other, really caring about each other, their lives. They go visit each other's homes and they see the parents. Because that's a piece of the film too, is that it talks about education and how sometimes these educators who are teaching these courses in these colleges, especially in India and Asia, they forget about the humanity part of it. It's all about just retaining all this information and get a great job, get a good job. And that goes down to the parents. The parents are the same way in a way, right? Although there's a little more love there, of course, because they're parents, but they're like, hey, we want you to get a good job. We want you to make it in life. And you feel this pressure on these young men, I should say, and young women, but these three are men. And you see the pressure of school, and it doesn't have to be that way. And this breath of fresh air, played by his name is Rancho in the film, right? Amir Khan. He throws a wrench in it all, right? And you share that, Ruben, that, hey, why not learn for the joy of learning? And there's a quote he shares throughout the film, says, hey, follow excellence and success will chase you. And what, so true, right? And you see, hey, you know what, their lives from college, and then 10 years later, and you see them developing as men, these three people. And I'm not going to spoil that part, because it's excellent to see where they go and what they achieve. But Ruben, I gave this a thumbs up. I enjoyed every moment of it. How about that Bali song? There was, when you watch one of these films, you just can't wait to see where that's going to have you, and maybe you could share more about it. But the Bali song earlier in the film, it's just so, I just get blown away, because I'm like, these are actors and they're singing and dancing and they're in tune, and they're in sync. And I go, I don't know if I could do that. And so part of me is just in a wow mode, like, wow, this is pretty cool. And then part of me
You
is
don't
like,
know if you could do what?
sing and dance like that. I don't think I can. Do you think I can?
You don't know you can? No, you can't. I don't know. I
Thank
don't
you,
think
Ruben. That's why we have Ruben
I
here.
don't
Yes.
think that would ever come out of my mouth in my life. I would never think of that statement. I don't know
I
if
don't know if I could do it.
I don't know if I could.
I'm not sure if you know this, Ruben, but I did a little
I'll get
singing.
a word in one of these days. I don't know if I could sing and dance like that. I don't think that would ever come out of my mouth.
Well, I did do a little singing and dancing in high school, Ruben. So I thought maybe I could throw
can't.
up. I figure, I try to put myself in these films sometimes. But you're right. I can't do it. Thank you.
I do want to.
Go
You're
ahead.
right. I do want to mention that, but briefly to your point about the effect, the impact. I like that quote too. You know, if you follow success, if you strive for success, if you strive for excellence, success will
Chase you.
Great quote. The other thing is some of those ideas of strive. What are we looking for in education?
Sure.
Are we losing that joy? Is it all about facts as opposed to the relevance of the material, and the happiness of the student should be in play as we teach? This film has been credited to some changes made in China, Japan,
Oh, wow.
India. So he's very popular, Amir Khan, in this film in particular, in those countries. So,
but don't you think, though, Ruben, he does it in a sensitive way? He doesn't do it put in your face. We're going to be reviewing a book soon, and dealing with just this executive who is effective, right? And I feel like he in a way is training not training the teachers, but maybe training the public. This is how we should do education, right?
well,
This is
it's
how
a movie. It's a movie, so
right. But you just mentioned that people are making countries are changing,
no, but
or at least thinking it. So I think that was part of. Yeah,
but that's part of the deal with a movie. It's going to be sensitive because it's not going to be direct. It's not going to be a politician coming down on you. So if you think about someone like Charles Dickens, was not a politician. He wrote novels. He was a novelist, but his creative novels made a bigger impact than a lot of politicians of his day when it came to child labor laws and things like that.
But wouldn't you agree that some people do it better than others, and this film does a better job than others? Yeah,
I think the Bollywood song you're referring to, because there's a few.
There's a couple, yeah.
Is the one that really struck me as impeccably directed is the Zooby Dooby number, the cinematography, the song, the dance. There are no easy comparisons to that number that I can make in terms of live action films. I mean, we could talk about certain, animated things like Fantasia and Beauty and the Beast, but I mean, how many movies have you seen that have a number like that with that type of skill?
Yeah.
And then in the same sequence, so there's a love interest, there's a story with Amir Khan character, the Rancho character, in which he falls for this lady. He fights for her in a way by assaulting her fiance. And in this number, she very whimsically is sitting with her father, who also is the admin of the school, the very stern admin who shaves, doesn't want to waste any time. So while he takes naps, they shave shave his face. As she turns the channels with her dad, they see the weathercast, the weather forecaster saying, I see a bright future for you, or I see you will not marry an ass, because he calls
Mhm.
Beyonce an ass, and she turns it to a fortune teller. I see a bright future with me. And it's just very well directed and written within this piece, within this number of the Zooby Dooby. The music is fantastic. I will say that there is some really deep truths in this, like Little Star on Earth, and some very dark moments involving suicide in this, multiple suicides. Now, think about that. In this film, real darkness like that and truths embedded in a lively, funny movie. Only a real craftsman can pull that off.
Yeah, yeah, I think that was the part of it that really blew me away, was that these are real lives. These are people who are in the midst of their studying, in the midst of their living their lives, and they're trying to get do better, have a sense of where they're going to be in the future, and live a better life. And in this whole mints, they just you see that they struggle with the decisions that they're making, and if they're failing, failure here, Ruben, in the United States, you might just say, okay, I'll just do it. I'll do it again. I'll try again. Over there, you fail, you're done. You don't. I mean, you might not get a second chance to go to a nice college and to be able to do something for your family. So that's why I think this. And I think it's somewhere in the film he even shares the Rancho character says, "Hey, suicides are the highest number one killer here for young people." And I'm like, wow, that's saying something.
And I want to underscore the fact that this is a musical comedy. I mean, think about it. That is craft. That is hard to pull off. Only these writers, directors, and Amir Khan could do it. So, highly recommend it, everybody. Check it out. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.